Hi, uh, this is EduDASK. Now, basically, what I do is to secure an admission, scholarship, and visa abroad to the USA, Canada, and other European countries. Now, I want to restrict or limit this presentation to the US student visa, the F1 visa. I do this running the task database consult. The consult I established to meet you at your point of need. Now, the essence of this presentation, I want to talk to you about, or if you don't have it, getting into the mind of the visa officer, the consular officer. I want you to join me while we enter into his or her mind, the visa officer, and why he or she decides to give the student visa to one and reject the other. Now, with the task database consult, over the years, I've noticed a trend, and as you would have it in previous years, things might not necessarily be the same recently. So the better that you are updated yourself with this information, the better for you with what you desire, and even with regards to your educational goals, schooling abroad, even with the USA. You'd want to take this presentation very important and listen with me. Listen to me and take steps. One I encourage you to do. Now, what I do with my client is to secure an admission. Now, I don't only do the admission, I look for ways that abroad their expenses could be taken care of. And so I later on assist with the visa processes, more or less even going with them to the visa interview, supporting them morally, physically, and as they would have it. I am with them basically till the visa is handed to them. Now, I've noticed a trend I want to discuss with you. There's a possibility that you have been to the interview before, and that you might have been rejected. You must have been refused. Maybe once, twice, maybe a couple of times. So you are almost giving up. And for those of you who decide not to give up, you are trying your luck severally without putting any change to the attempts that you're making, that you seem to be repeating the same thing. Now, it could be that you are yet to go to the interview, and that prior to this presentation, it will be your first time. Well, in all these cases that I've argued, you are at an advantage that you are chanced on this video, this presentation, because I want to bring you up to speed, such that what you desire with your educational goals, securing the US visa, will be achieved. Now, the student visa comes with requirements, and so not everybody could go for an interview. You first need to be a student, must have completed your undergraduate. Let me start with a senior high. So with a senior high certificate, you could apply for an undergraduate degree. And also, if you want to go for a master's program, obviously you need a master's, an undergraduate program. So you need an undergraduate degree to go for a master's degree. Yes. Now, it is only in certain cases that you can apply for an accelerated PhD with an undergraduate degree. With an undergraduate degree that is almost perfect with excellent grades. So there's that possibility. In other presentation, I'll look at it. Yeah, stay with me. Let's work this out. Now, after you have gone through the educational and have had your degrees, you secure you secure an admission and maybe some form of scholarship, be it partial to fully funded scholarship. You go for the visa interview and you are denied, but you have met the requirements. You have demonstrated your ability to fund your education, and you have provided the necessary documentation. All that is required of you, you have done. You have heard from previous friends, colleagues, success stories that have shared how they have secured their student visas, and that you are taking steps to implement same. But the time that you do with you are refused, such that the very thing that secured the next person the student visa, when it gets to you, you are being refused. But why? How could it be? That is the essence of this presentation. So I want you to beat the visa officer to his or her game. It could be they are playing games with you. Well, something that you are thinking about. They are playing games with you. Yes, so I want you to beat them through their games. That is basically the essence of this presentation. Now, before you go for the visa interview, I want you to take note of this. First of all, put your documents in shape. Now, because you do not know which of these factors will secure you the visa, you do not want to take any for granted. You want to take all the factors I'm about IQing out seriously and take steps towards them before you go to the visa officer. Now, what is the how reliable are these factors? You may ask. That's to the extent that you follow through. This time around, you would secure the visa. I told you that I'd run EduDASK with consult, and over the years, I've secured visas for several students. Now, I'd followed the trend. There's a trend that is going. There's a trend. I'd follow the pattern, the sequence, and I'd gotten into the mind of the visa officer. Now, the visa officer across, in your home country, abroad. I've had students that had gone for the visa interview in my home country, Ghana. And I've had students that had gone for the visa interview across Africa and other countries of the world, just to secure their student visa into the USA. Now, because of the dynamics these visa officers introduce into their work, such that one is being refused and the other accepted, or as it were, granted a visa, is the reason why I want you to get yourself updated with this information I'm providing and take steps to implement it. Yes. So I'd number one, I'd ask you to put your document in shape. Now, you might have a list of the normal documents that you should have: your admissions letter, your scholarships letter, your passport, your photograph, passport pictures, photograph, photo, your transcript, your certificate, your service fee, your visa fee, your sponsorship letter, bank statement, introductory letter. Well, are these enough documents? You see, that is the question I want you to ask yourself. Because the documents that I have listed, the next person that is in the queue also has the same. Going for the F1 visa also has the same document. So you would want to distinguish yourself. You will never want to be the same as the rest of the people in the queue. I promise you that a day the people that go for the student visa interview should be between 300 to 500 or more students going for the visa interview a day. And obviously they cannot give it to all, because the students it is such that they cannot accept all of you because of immigration issues and the rest of the issues they argue out. And in the event where there seems to be the pursuit of student visa even in the increase, the numbers might be, or as it were, is beyond their requirement or the intake that they want. So I want you to distinguish yourself. There are some specific documents that you need to add to the documents you have to set you apart. I want you to do this. Now, because your situation may be different from the next person, I want you to make arrangements and talk to me. Let us discuss your case. Let us discuss the other documentations that you could add. I want you to be the only one to have those documents in the queue going for the F1 visa, such that you will distinguish yourself from all other students. I want you to take the steps. Take the step of introducing additional documentation to the pursuit of your F1 visa. Set yourself apart. Do not be like all others in the queue. Now, I've argued about documentation. Take note. The second factor is obviously it is an interview that you are going for. You are going for an interview. So you're going to be expected to respond to certain answers, as in certain questions. Yes. Now, notice the sequence: documentation, questions. What questions are you going to be asked? Obviously, it would have to do with your documents and the reason why you're here. Why a specific school? Why the country? Give us information about the sponsorship. They might look at other questions. What is your preparedness with these questions? How have you prepared yourself towards these questions? There are a lot of information people see you want to, as it were, be sure that you have the right responses to the questions that you are going to be asked. You don't have to take it for granted. So while you are taking the documents and providing additional documents, you would also want to look at the responses towards these questions at the interview. You want to look at it. Now, you might have the right questions and the right answers, but you are not confident. You are not sure of yourself. You have gone there the third time, and so you are just come as though it was a third, just so you go through the process and you are not demonstrating confidence. As a man thinketh, so is he. See, I want you to work on your confidence prior to the visa interview day. Work on your confidence level at all costs. Make sure that you work on your confidence level. Now, as you would have it, your confidence level will also be on the rise because you've had the right documentation and provided additional documents. You will have the right answers to the questions they will ask. Yes. I also want to argue the third point. The issue of sponsorship makes a difference. the issue of sponsorship makes a difference. The issue of sponsorship makes a difference. It's a distinguishing factor you don't want to sideline. You will not go to study and you would have issues with meeting up with your expenses, catching up with your expenses, such that it is going to hinder or as it were be a challenge in your education experience abroad. So the visa officer would want to know how you're going to sponsor your education. More so, at the time of the application, you would want to be minded about the school that is going to help you with the maximum sponsorship as you would have it. That is more so fully funded. That a fully funded basically means full tuition paid, that you have all your tuition fees paid by the university. But why would the university want to pay your full tuition for you? Why would the university want to do that? Such that at the time of the application, you would have set yourself apart, even with your grades. I am entreating you, if you're a student, to take seriously your academics. Make sure you meet the GPA requirement, the CWA requirement. Meet the requirement. It will be a factor to be considered towards you being granted a full funded scholarship. Now, while the process is holistic, you also want to look at work experience. What is your work experience? What are your working experiences? Also, do you have any teaching and research experiences? You see, as a student, these things should interest you. Now, in school, most students seem to be running away from certain courses, more or less, more so research-based courses. They want to shy away from it. But these courses also demonstrate your ability to research and teach, such that at the day of applying for school abroad, you could be considered for full tuition. Now, this full tuition, with regards to your ability to research and teach, will come in the form of assistantship. So, because it will be at the graduate level, we want to say graduate assistantship. Now the graduate assistantship could be mostly or wholly awarded at the departmental level. What I mean is, the program that you are applying for, the program, the department, the faculty will want to consider you for assistantship program. As in position, assistantship positions. Yes. So the program or department or faculty may want you to be a teaching assistant. They might want you to be a research assistant or an administrative assistant. So, because you are going to provide a service, even while as a student, coupled as a student, you double as a student. You are a student, and you are going to double as an assistant, as a graduate assistant, as a teaching assistant, as a research assistant, or an administrative assistant, or if you like, a service assistant. You are not an ordinary student. You have set yourself apart. Observe that I have taken time with sponsorship because it makes a difference. You cannot sideline it. uh, you would want to take your grades seriously, meet the GPA requirement, take up the relevant working experiences, not sideline teaching, research, and administrative work. Uh, take an interest in research courses uh, because it will set you apart. Now, so at the time of the application, you will strive to be awarded an assistantship. Now, basically, what the assistantship means is that while you work as a teaching or research or service assistant, you are going to be provided stipends. Now, that is extra monies, or if you like, in let's say allowances, or if it was supposed to be a work, or the normal employer-employee relationship would have said you would be receiving salary, but we want to call it stipends because it's in this academic discourse it's referred as stipends. So you'll be awarded stipends. Now these stipends could be used to meet up your expenses abroad. The second advantage is that while as an international student your tuition is on the high, a significant part of your tuition is waived, such that it equates as though you were a domestic student. Now notice that the tuition fees for the domestic student is more on the lower, far on the lower, and then and you would have the international student pay more. So the assistantship seeks to waive these international fees, this extra tuition as an international student. The assistantship seeks to waive it, that you are being considered as though you're a domestic student, so you do not have enough fees to pay, such that the stipends that you might receive is also enough to pay the tuition that you are required to pay as though you're a domestic student. Yes. Also, there's a possibility that all of your tuition could be waived. Right? There's a possibility that all of your tuition could be waived, and it will be waived depending on the strength of your application, the strength of your GPA, the strength of your CV, the strength of your cover letter, or your assistantship request letter. It also has to do with the strength of your working experience. So the totality of your application, the strength of it, that seems to be higher than all other applicants, makes you a candidate for all these advantages. Now, because there's a possibility that it is your first time, or you might not have the entire experience to put together such a strong application, is the reason why you want to contact the professional, the expert, to assist you with say. I encourage you to get in touch with me. Let us look at your situation and make it work. Now, stay with me. Do not get distracted. We are looking at factors that could secure you the student visa and make you stand apart. Now, the third factor was, the fourth factor I talked about, the scholarship, getting a fully funded scholarship. I'd admonished you also to be a student with assistantship. This is telling the visa officer that you are not going to be an ordinary student, and that the visa officer should take note of the fact that the department, the faculty, the program needs your expertise. You are an asset. You are going to be a resource to the student, more so the undergraduate student. An assistantship, a teaching assistant and research assistant, you are going to assist students more of undergraduates, students of the undergraduate level. You are telling the visa officer this is the expertise that you are going to provide. So the question is, tell me about your sponsorship. How do you intend to fund your education? See, you are not just going to say you've been awarded a graduate assistantship of whatever amount. I want you to prove to the visa officer that you know what an assistantship is. See, I've had clients. They decided to continue on their own after I secured a scholarship without getting in touch with me for the question and answers. They went for the visa interview. Even though I secured them an assistantship, they made light of it themselves, and the visa officer denied them the visa. But why? So you see, you could have all the documents, but if you don't appreciate the documentation that you have, if you're not on top of the question and answer process, the question and answer session, if you don't demonstrate to the consular officer that you know what exactly you are about, what your expertise are, how much of an asset that you are, your resourcefulness to progress in the academic discourse, if you don't tell the visa officer, you will not assume that the visa officer knows, and that he or she should just give you the visa. You see, once you are going for the student visa, you should have at the back of your mind that you are going for war. And as the military will have it, you will either shoot or be shot. So you are going to shoot your best answers, or you'll be shot with denial, refusal. That should be far away from you. Tell the visa officer what your understanding of assistantship. Let him or her appreciate that you know what an assistantship is, and that you are not going to be an ordinary student. So in the queue, heading towards the interview, when it gets to your turn, you are telling the visa officer that this is how I am different from all others in the queue. So if there is just one person that you want to give the visa today or this particular time, it should be me. So this is going to be your posture. This is going to be your mindset while in the queue. Notice that I am getting your confidence level up because of the holistic things that I've argued out. Is that right? You need to get this information right. I cannot emphasize it enough. Take note that I've talked about documentation, and that's not just the usual documentations that we take to the visa interview session, but I've asked you to seek guidance, seek the assistant, seek the service of the professional, and other additional documentation. I've asked you to also get your answers right. I've also asked you to make sure that you don't appear timid. You are confident. I have asked you to put together, or as it were, make sure that you have the right sponsorship or the required or the needed scholarship. I've asked you to pursue a fully funded scholarship, or if you like it, I mean a full tuition scholarship. Be a student that is also going to double as a teaching assistant. double as a research assistant and or a service assistant. So most have argued 4 or 5 points. The seed point. After you have done all this, there's one factor that will make a difference. There's one factor that will make the difference. It will also have to do with the location where you are going for the visa interview. But of course, the visa interview session is held at the U.S. Embassy. Yes, but of course, yes. So what do I mean by location? What I mean by location is you are going to consider where this time around I'm going to go for my students visa interview session. Where can I go for the interview session? Do I need a change of environment? Is it going to make a difference? But why would I need a change of location? What is the effect? What are the consequences? In the event that I change my location, and I'm asked, why am I having the interview at this particular location? What will be my answer? Did you just change your location just to come for this visa interview? Why didn't you have the interview in your home country? You should be able to answer this. Now, see where I'm asking you to contact the professional. You don't want to make assumption and assume and listen to others who are not professionals, or as it were, who have not demonstrated competence over the years and followed trends. You don't want to take your chances with them. Many people that have made progress have done so at the hard work of others, at the back of others. You want to do so with my competence as an admission scholarship and visa securer. And I'm telling you this because I've done it for several others. I am going to introduce the success stories to this presentation, even though you will see it in my profile. I have done it for several others. I've had clients that have gone for the interview in their home country. They have been refused. Now, upon meeting me, we changed the location, introduced certain documentation. I looked at the question and answers. I looked at the scholarship package, and I secured them the visa. At the end of the day, it is you that is going to study abroad, and I want to encourage you to take that step, all relevant step, as I've argued out, and push for the student visa. Now you are doing so with all the factors I have argued out, and making arrangements to come see me, come talk to me. Let us have a discussion. Now, whatever that you do, make sure that you come see me before you go for the interview. More so, possibly, even better still, come see me before you put in that application. Come see me to assist you secure an admission scholarship and visa abroad. I am here today. I don't know about tomorrow. Take advantage of my service today while I am at your door. Let's get in touch. My details, you could find it on the screen in the comment section. Get in touch with me. Let's get the student visa now than later.